On Previously Obsidius Nyxofcuckoo, Elena had uncovered new insights into her logbook entries that seemed to hint at a deeper connection between the blue box and some long-buried horror within Blackwood Manor itself, a hidden chamber or an ancient artifact whose very existence might explain the peculiar noises emanating from its confines. Meanwhile, Lila's spectral form continued weaving intricate patterns around relics of varying ages in the library's labyrinthine chambers. Elena stood before her desk amidst a chaotic array of artifacts and scrolls, one hand poised over what appeared to be some sort of ancient map hidden beneath decades-old fabric remnants, a relic left behind by countless scholars who had passed through these very halls. Her fingers traced patterns that seemed almost hypnotic against the rough texture as she focused intently on deciphering an invisible script woven into the parchment. Suddenly, a soft hum began emanating from her logbook device beside another artifact, an old book bound in leather with eyes carved onto its cover, one of many items Lila had collected over years. It was then that Elena heard it, a muffled whisper through vibrations within Blackwood Manor itself. Her heart quickened as she recognized the noise, a familiar cacophony yet always different and ever-present. "Who's there?" Her voice crackled slightly from proximity to the blue box on its stand beside another mysterious object, the bloody tooth fragment embedded in polished obsidian, an artifact that seemed forever out of reach due to decades-old warnings painted ominously around it. As she focused, Elena's face paled at what transpired next. The blue box began emitting a deafening roar and shudder as if responding directly back. Lila's spectral form suddenly materialized within the library hall where everyone had convened, their connection unbroken even in this tangible plane of existence, as they all tensed simultaneously. "That noise is the blue box," Lila whispered again, her voice clearer now with a note of authority tingling it slightly unnerving given their precarious situation. Obsidian's demeanor shifted from calm to alert as he addressed the group. "If that message's clear, then we must respond swiftly but carefully." His words carried weight despite his fragmented persona. Fear mingled uneasily within him. Elena nodded in agreement, her eyes scanning each item with keen interest and concern etched into every line of muscle. As they waited for further instructions or guidance on this new development, the blue box's eerie symphony continuing to reverberate through the ageless building, Elena turned towards a map she had been tracing earlier against an antique cloth that seemed almost otherworldly. A symbol appeared amidst shadows, its edges sharp and unmistakably haunting a pattern within patterns. She moved closer without sparing any more time for introspection or analysis. Her fingers traced over each intricate detail with increasing determination. "This is it," Elena announced aloud as the map came to life before them all, revealing something concealed beneath centuries-old layers of Blackwood Manor itself. The connection between Lila's spectral form and Obsidian's fragmented persona now stood clear, their bond more tangible than ever. As they delved deeper into understanding what this symbol might signify, the implications growing increasingly dire given the blue box's erratic behavior, they knew that whatever lay beneath those ageless halls was something far beyond mere curiosity or investigation. Convergence, the forces seemed imminent. Dimly seen shadows hinted at converging dimensions, one closer to reality than others. Elena's office in Blackwood Manor now buzzed with activity as she navigated through the map's complexities, with each move and turn revealing layers deeper into their quest, a revelation about Obsidian's past that threatened to unravel not just his sanity, but perhaps even humanity itself. The blue box stood ever vigilant, its purpose unclear yet increasingly clear, a silent sentinel within this ageless library whose whispers were now amplified. Then suddenly, without warning, an unsettling crackle filled the air as if something beyond their control had broken free from those dark recesses where memories and horrors lay buried for ages, the first sign that whatever they uncovered might be far more than just histories, secrets. The convergence of forces seemed imminent, a tangible threat looming on an unsuspecting landscape. Previously on Obsidius Nyxofcuckoo, the blue box's response to their inquiry had not only heightened everyone's senses, but also raised questions about what existed beyond Blackwood Manor, questions they were now compelled by necessity and fear must confront. The next chapter awaited them with a promise of answers yet more unsettling than any before. Who, or rather, what lay buried beneath those ageless layers? And could anyone escape its grasp once unleashed? In the distance, something stirred, a whisper that seemed to echo across all dimensions. Lila's spectral form and Obsidian's fragmented persona might not be ready for whatever lay concealed within Blackwood Manor. The convergence of forces loomed closer as they stood on a precipice, their fate intertwined with horrors yet more monstrous than even the blue box itself could fathom, realization hitting them both like cold water on a hot day. Lila feeling her chest constrict with dread, and Obsidius absorbing the information into his fragmented mind, as if it were an answer to one of many riddles he had yet to solve. Days passed under their cloistered existence in Blackwood Manor's ageless library. The air hummed subtly between them. Any attempt at conversation, even whispers laden only by urgency or hopelessness, felt awkward and heavy with the weight they carried within these walls. Every now and then, Lila would reach out a hand towards Obsidius to feel his heartbeat, a gentle drumming under her touch as she traced it against his skin. As he sat tracing shadow maps over old parchment scrolls in one corner of the library, Elena emerged from another room with what appeared to be an artifact wrapped carefully within silk cloth. When Lila saw this curious item being brought into their shared space by its spectral guardian and lover's guide, her curiosity piqued as she asked softly, "Elena, do you have a clue about these maps or the object?" The young woman looked at both of them in turn with an air that suggested deep wisdom accumulated over many lifetimes. "I think we should consult Sarah on this," came Elena's measured response. A few hours later, their conversation moved from conjectures to concrete details concerning the blue box and its significance within the multiverse, or whatever structure they could comprehend through shadows etched into ageless texts by someone like Obsidius Nyxofcuckoo. As Kim Murier was not physically present, but somehow connected telepathically via his alter ego, Elena suggested gathering information from every known corner of their shared reality as a way to understand the enigma surrounding this singular artifact. It became clear that both Lila and Obsidius were pieces fitting together an intricate puzzle where the blue box appeared at its core. This object not only held vast amounts of knowledge, but also seemed central in drawing forth Kim Murier's other half from his realm, though precisely how or why remained a mystery. Their search for answers was like digging through layers of memory within Obsidius, whose fragmented psyche revealed itself more fully with each chapter that passed. The blue box began to feel almost as if it were part and parcel in the very fabric of their existence, now an entity, holding not just historical truths, but also secrets about themselves they had yet to uncover. As days slipped by under these circumstances, where understanding seemed increasingly distant, Obsidius found himself more tethered than ever before, both mentally bonded with Lila through her spectral connection, as well physically ensconced within the very sanctuary he was seeking. The labyrinthine nature of their shared reality continued revealing new dimensions they had to navigate, and just when one corner appeared closer for investigation, it opened up onto yet another previously unseen territory. Thus, amidst these revelations grew a deeper resolve. Obsidius now understood more than ever that finding the blue box's origins meant going not only deep into historical texts, but perhaps even further underground where its mysteries lay concealed. And if Lila and her spectral guidance were part of this puzzle's solution, if indeed they provided what was needed to piece together their fragmented reality, it would mean coming face to face with long-lost parts that had lain dormant within them all along. With newfound determination, Obsidius knew he must reach out further into the unknowns before him, whether it be through Lila's spectral realm or deeper below Blackwood Manor itself. The blue box might lead a journey of discovery, but also one fraught with peril and danger lurking at every twist in this twisted reality web they seemed to have ensnared themselves with.